the house this morning. They were enjoying the beautiful west side of Manhattan on a beautiful fall day, and they're not going to be returning home.
Terror in New York. Cyclists and pedestrians blindsided. A driver intentionally slams into a crowd before crashing into a school bus. Tonight, new information about the man behind the deadly New York terror attack.
You're watching WLNY TV 1055 News at 9.
Good evening. I'm Alice Gaynor.
And I'm Dick Brennan. Welcome to the news at 9. A deliberate act of terror. A man accused of using a truck as a weapon to kill innocent people.
That driver has been identified as 29-year-old Uzbekistan native Sayfullo Saipov. 8 people are dead, at least 12 injured, some of them critically. Witnesses say the bikers who were hit on the path never saw the truck coming. After mowing them down, he then rammed the truck into a school bus. After running around the street with what we now know to be fake guns, police took him down, shooting him in the abdomen.
Now, this map gives you a sense of just how far the suspect traveled. After crashing onto the bike path, he drove nearly a mile down, ultimately crashing at West and Chambers.
We have live team coverage on the deadly terror attack. Let's begin with Tony Aiello live near the scene in Lower Manhattan. Tony?
Well, we've just learned that police found a note pledging allegiance to the terror group ISIS inside that rental truck that was turned into a 6,500-pound weapon of mass destruction. This is the kind of lone wolf terrorism that keeps police up at night. And on Halloween 2017, the fear became a deadly reality.
Pedestrian hit at Pier 40 between West Houston and Clarkson.
Police radio frequencies exploded with calls for help and warning as first responders raced to the scene of the deadliest terror attack in New York City since 9/11. Video shows the moments after suspect Sayfullo Saipov drove his truck, targeting innocent victims in a bike lane, the trail of terror stretching for 14 blocks. Sources say when Saipov finally jumped out of the truck with a fake gun in each hand, he yelled Allahu Akbar, Arabic for God is great.
We have multiple buses over here. Central, be advised, we have multiple people on the ground from Chambers all the way up to Houston, all the way from Houston to Chambers.
Many of the victims were on city bikes. Their ride on a beautiful fall afternoon tragically putting them on a collision course with a madman.
Today, there was a loss of innocent life in Lower Manhattan.
It's a very painful day in our city. Horrible tragedy on the west side. Let me be clear that based on the information we have at this moment, this was an act of terror.
The crime scene is large, stretching up and down the west side of Manhattan in the shadow of the World Trade Center, near Stuyvesant High School and the Borough of Manhattan Community College, where horrified students looking out classroom windows saw the attack unfold.
To know that this could happen any time, any day, is really scary.
The Halloween terror ended after Saipov crashed his rental truck into a small school bus, injuring 2 adults and 2 students, one of them critically. Heroic 1st Precinct Officer Ryan Nash confronted Saipov and shot him when the suspect refused to drop his weapons, BB and paintball guns.
I want to commend the response of our NYPD officer that was on post near the location who stopped the carnage moments after it began.
We've learned Saipov had a Florida driver's license, but may have been staying in New Jersey. He rented the truck at a Home Depot in Passaic. Tonight, police are at that store and have surrounded a vehicle in the parking lot.
We're back live at the scene. We're shooting down Chambers Street towards the West Side Highway, and you can see the Home Depot rental truck still there, illuminated under police lights as they work to gather evidence. The man who was behind the wheel, Sayfullo Saipov, is reportedly from the former Soviet Republic of Uzbekistan. That Central Asian nation has been a prime recruiting site for ISIS. And of course, many will remember that last November, the ISIS magazine Rumaya called on jihadis to carry out attacks with trucks, specifically at that time naming the Thanksgiving Day parade sponsored by Macy's. Investigators are now working every possible angle to learn more about Saipov, his trail of terror, and his path to radicalization. Live in Lower Manhattan, Tony Aiello, TV 1055.